Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are vertical. Welcome. Let me let the people know that we're live. Shout out to everybody coming through. We are vertical. Yes, we are. We live. Now, I told you guys I got to switch it up every once in a while. Every once in a while, we got to do a vertical. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully, you guys are some of you guys are seeing this vertically. Let me know. We gotta switch it up. Shout out to everybody. Now, this won't be a very long live because I got to rest my vocals and I'm still editing some other, like Cassie's video and other ones. We live now, a quick one. But I wanted to do a quick little check-in with the people. Damn. So where do I start? Okay. So I personally, and now I'm just thinking about this, reviewing some things and everything, and I'm starting to get a bit of a different picture when it comes to this whole situation with Diddy, right? Hey, everybody coming through. I'm letting those notifications go out. I don't know if people got notified. Um, I honestly think that this case is going to be exposing a lot of things that I don't think a lot of us were really even aware of or thinking about, in terms of like and what I mean by a lot of things, I mean like, you know, Diddy's dealings with people, right? So like I feel like I'm starting to get a different picture of certain things, if that makes sense. And as this trial is going, as these transcripts are becoming kind of more visible, and we're able to kind of read everything that's happening. There's a lot of names like I didn't even realize. So yesterday, I dropped the video that I did on Jane Doe. Okay, happy Sunday, everybody. Um, and then it reminded me about the Little Rod lawsuit, right? Now, regardless of how you feel about Little Rod's lawsuit or anything like that, I'm starting to feel like there's portions of this lawsuit that do bring validity to the criminal aspect of what's going on with Diddy, at least portions of it. Okay. I quoted a little bit of Little Rod's lawsuit yesterday. And even though I'm not a fan of Tyrone Blackburn, I mean, he handled that lawsuit. He handled Brianna Bangola's lawsuit. He hasn't done, in my opinion, a very good job in um at least they haven't been satisfied. At least that's what I've seen. I mean, sounds like he got fired from Brianna's lawsuit. Okay. He doesn't have the best rep whatsoever. Yes, shout out to Luigi and Sylvia. They're hanging out together. Shout out to you guys. I hope you guys are having fun. I'm jealous, but shout out to y'all. Have fun, Luigi. Drive safe. So will Diddy defense team win? I don't know, Andrew. I think it's too soon to tell if any of that at this point. So I don't know if that's really where we're at. What this point of my conversation here is that like for example, yes, thank you, Pico, for telling the people to hit the like button. Thank you. Um, the point of this live, because so if it wasn't for a subscriber who pointed this out, shout out to the subscriber, I forgot their name, but they watched my transcript video yesterday on Jane Doe. Jane Doe says very specifically on these transcripts that, and I'll show it to you guys because I can. Okay. Let's see. Let's pull them up. I want to pull it up right where let's see. That's June 3rd. That's not the date. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the ones. Jane Direct. Here it is. Okay. Robin Greenhill. Now, one of my subbies, shout out to the subby who pointed this out. Yesterday, I think it's this one. Here it is. No. All right. See if I can share it. I know it's not the best visual when it's my subby pointed this out yesterday. And so Jane Doe, who is somebody who is a victim of Diddy, at least that's what the prosecution is marking her as. Okay, it could. That's a lot of people don't feel like she is. Y'all are entitled to your opinion. I'm just letting you know what the prosecution is saying. Okay, she was giving direct. She was giving her direct examination through the government, right? And one of the questions that was asked was about her rent specifically. She says she felt obligated in terms of trying to perform in these FOs because her rent was being paid. All right. Now, there was a love contract. If you guys remember, we talked a little bit about that, and we were like, what the hell is a love contract, right? Anything contractual or anything like that. I took a legal course, I want to say maybe 2 years ago in the summer, and we talked a little bit about contracts. And I don't think she really realized what she probably thought, oh, this is like, my man wants me to do something cute for him and I'm trying to please him. But this love contract thing is, I mean, it's a legally binding situation, right? And what it sounds like, one of the questions, and I'll read this part and go to that page. One of the questions she was asked on the stand, and how did you end up deciding to move into a home that had rent of 10,000 a month? Now, mind you, that wasn't something that she could afford. She couldn't afford 10,000 a month. Okay. So she definitely needed the support of Diddy, right, in order to make this happen. And she responds, I remember Sean and I had a break and we had a fight. And when we got back together, Sean said, let's do a love contract. And it wasn't like a physical contract. Contracts can be verbal. So contracts don't always have to be written on paper in order for them to be valid, just so people are to be legally binding. Somebody can write you a contract verbally with a handshake. Somebody can write you a contract on a piece of a napkin. I've seen that happen before. So this is a real thing, right? So she's doing this contract, and it was like she says it wasn't a physical contract. It was a verbal flirty thing that we talked about. And he said that he asked me how much allowance do I want a month moving forward, and I said 15. And then he said 10. When you said 15 and then he said 10, what do you mean? You mean 1,000? Yes. What did Sean say next? She said okay on 10. Okay. So how did the 10,000 end up getting given to you? Here it is. So from that number, I at the time just really wanted a bigger space, a bigger yard, and a beautiful home. I just wanted to experience something that was nice just so I could feel some sort of balance in our relationship. And I used that whole allowance for just a comfortable living space. And then the question becomes from the government. And so did Sean agree that instead of giving you 10,000, say in wire or cash, he would instead pay the rent? Yes. So Sean, somebody was paying the rent here, okay? Elsa, thank you for the $2. Yes, tell the people that you have arrived. That's what we do on this channel. I've arrived. I'm here. Thank you. You can start, Rabbit. Thank you, Elsa, for the $2. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, please support the verticals because we have to be able to do a little bit of both. So hit the double like, super chat, do all those good things that you guys do to support creators. Thank you guys. Okay. So I've arrived. Thank you, Aduko. And so did Sean agree that instead of giving you 10,000, say in wire or cash, he instead pay the rent? Yes. Okay. So an exhibits get pulled. Now, these exhibits specifically is important. These exhibits are under seal, not available to us, not for us to pull and see. These exhibits, it's a lease. It's a lease. Okay. A lease. Can you tell us what we're seeing here? Yes, she says. This is an email between myself, the landlord, and Sean's accountant. Who is Sean's accountant? Which name on here is Sean's accountant? Her name is Robin. What's her last name? Greenhill. Robin Greenhill. Okay. And she's sending this email to you. You said you and your landlord? Yes. And would you please read below? She starts reading it. Hi, in the name of your and your landlord, would you please read out loud what Robin wrote? And then Miss Comey, who's for the government, kind of stops her and says, "Hold up, don't do that because I don't want you to give out the real information. Um, don't accidentally give out their name." So Comey starts reading what the actual exhibit says. So she writes, please find the bank account information and highlighted dates on May 11, 2023 for Jane's rent. May 11, 2023. So even up until, I think, till Diddy's arrest, Jane Doe was still getting her paid rent by using this accountant, by Sean Combs. Now, some of you guys might say, well, who the hell is this Robin Green lady? Who is this? And why is she even important? What is going on, Rabbit? I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. Well, I'll show you guys why it's important. But I got a label. Let me see. Robin Greenhill. So let me finish this. She reads, please find the bank information and highlighted dates on May 11, 2023 for Jane's rent. I've also highlighted the bank confirmation number. Please let us know if you do not see the deposit on your side so that we can track it ASAP. Okay, the government asked her, did I read that correctly? Jane says yes. Okay. So from there, they zoom in into the exhibit. Do you understand what this is? It looks like a wire transfer. Yes. A wire transfer for what? The deposit to pay your rent? Yes. So Robin Greenhill was paying rents through Diddy's money. Now hold up. Let me show you guys another exhibit here. Okay, let me stop. Remove this and let me show you guys. This is the Little Rod lawsuit right here. Okay. One management firm appears. Like I said, BJ exposed this months ago. See, BJ be on it months ago. She was on it months ago. Okay. Pretty heavy. So, coincidence that all of this is appearing on the transcripts, the court transcripts? Remember when I said, and I didn't say it, actually, my beautiful, wonderful mod, Vicky, said it, who is a legal person. She said, hey, they got to go for the head of the snake before they go for every other individual. Who's next? Robin, here behind the scenes, D-Rock, Roger Bonds, all these people. If this man is found guilty, and by the way, you don't have to, sure, I'll give you this. Some of the witnesses, you kind of have to weigh in credibility. Like, for example, Banna, her statement about the whole balcony situation. Now you have Diddy's legal team filing a mistrial and all this other. Completely get that, right? I would agree that there's going to be some aspects of this trial that I kind of have to wonder, well, damn, did they get this correct? Because it's all or nothing at this point. You want to make sure that everything is 1000% correct, right? Did Banna maybe get the dates wrong? Potentially. Yeah. Have you guys seen the exhibits, Banna's exhibits of the injuries of that balcony? I don't know if that's been shown. We could definitely look into them, and you guys would see them all by yourselves. Mary, thank you so much for this 1999. Thank you. But I don't find this to be at all like, whoa, all of these people. Okay. And this is, again, the article from September of 2024. This is the Hollywood Reporter. In Diddy and Britney Spears' legal saga, one management firm appears. TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group, which was scrutinized for its role in the pop star conservatorship very heavily. I suggest you guys watch all of BJ's videos. BJ Investigate, that surprise witness, all of that breakdown and everything that BJ did really kind of painted out the criminal enterprise behind that, even though we have yet to see these people go to jail. Okay. They should be held accountable, in my opinion, one way or another. But Little Rod Jones does highlight and puts by name Robin. TriStar Sports Entertainment Group, the prominent celebrity management firm that was scrutinized for the involvement in Britney Spears' conservatorship, is at the spotlight again for its work with Sean Diddy Combs as a hip hop mogul. They're not managing Diddy. They're managing Jane Doe's. Like, it's weird. Like, it's not like they're handling his finances. They're signing checks for this Jane Doe to sit there. And Jane Doe, whether she realizes it or not, because she was with this man up until the arrest, I don't know if she realizes the part that she played in this enterprise. She was in love with this man, but did Diddy see her as an S worker more than anything? You could probably say the same about Young Miami. Carisha, please. Was she an S worker? And did she realize it? You had Jane Doe looking at this like, I love this man. Now, there's some differences that I will say about between Cassie and Jane Doe. We have yet to hear, and I haven't got the transcripts for Friday, but we have yet to hear what Cassie laid out for us. Cassie wanted to get away, sending out security. I have yet to hear Jane Doe say that she wanted to get away, and here's KK calling her, or here's the security people calling her. If anything, Jane Doe took a break twice from that relationship, and it was a lengthy 4-month break. So one could make the argument or say, well, was there a financial understanding here between Jane Doe and Diddy that would say, like, okay, this love contract, this is what it is. And I'm not paying, and he said it. She said it too. I'm not paying rent with somebody that doesn't want to do what I want to do. So then he's holding this property over her head because she can't afford, $10,000 a month, right? Because she kind of like she's put in this situation like this, right? She can't afford that. So the question becomes, okay, does she stay there for that situation? But there was, thank you so much, Oklahoma. Thank you. I appreciate you good looking out. Thank you. And all my beautiful, wonderful mods too. But I wonder though, you think it's coming? You said it's coming? Okay. I'm waiting. Because there is there's some differences between the two, right? Between Cassie and between Jane Doe. There's some differences there, I will say that. But what do you guys think so far? It was a contract she agreed to. That's what it sounds like. But did she know what the contract entailed? Did she know that she would have to, continue to do these things? And like she said, I do believe that there's a level of manipulation that happened there. Whether I agree 1000% of the things that she's saying, no, not really. I have a lot of questions about this Jane Doe. I do. Because I think that that's fair to say. I think it's fair for all of us to have questions. Does that diminish her experience? No, not at all. Yeah, we have to put that out there for sure. She probably did, but wasn't aware that he could have the videos and stuff hanging over her head, potentially. Absolutely. Diddy profited by keeping his career and not being held accountable. And I don't know if, again, I feel like if you take, this is where I'm going to disagree with a lot of people. Y'all are entitled to your opinion, but based on the elements itself, on the RICO stuff, I think that there's some RICO to be met here. Now, do you believe that these witnesses are credible and everything? I don't know. There's some questions that we have to kind of put out there. You know what I mean? There's a lot. There's a lot. Do you think the prosecution or defense is doing a better job? Actually, I think they're both doing a phenomenal job. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm as somebody who's reading the transcripts word for word, y'all. I think that the prosecution is doing a good job in laying out the foundational work. Okay, there are times where the judge is having to stop and say, "Hey, You need to lay the foundation. You need to put some dates. But the defense is not sleeping. Okay, I'm telling you, I think that they're both doing a pretty damn good job. Hell, 6 prosecutors against 9 defense attorneys. They're doing a good job. I think that they're doing fantastic. I think where it lands is truly on the jury. Do they truly understand what is being met? Now, I do question some of the credibility of these witnesses. I think that's my right. I think you guys are allowed to question whether it's a victim or a witness, whatever it may be. I think it's okay to question some of the things that are being put out there. But what I'm getting at is with the financial stuff, David Ferguson, who was COO or CFO, whatever he was, that title, David Ferguson didn't even drop names like this. And he's a CPA. He had accounting experience, but he didn't even know how deep some of this went with Diddy. So I personally feel like we're going to get a lot of people, a lot of names dropped. We're not done. The prosecution hasn't rested whatsoever. So I mean, this Jane Doe is going to be up there for a couple days, my understanding. And I think that the defense has had the weekend to kind of simmer, kind of see, all right, this is what we're going to get at. Jane Doe publicly does not have the best reputation. Let's just put that out there. But she is still a Jane Doe regardless. But she doesn't in the sense of like, you kind of have to wonder intent. Now, does that mean that she's not a victim of a crime? She's very well a victim. She probably wasn't even aware of, she's thinking she's standing by her man, for many, for all this up until the arrest and didn't even realize. Maybe she realized afterwards. Maybe she realized this is what it was, even though she was being paid, even though her rent was being paid. And I think that that's the thing that's happening. Did she know? Up until when? And that's up to you guys. Well, not really. It's up to the jury to decide where you land with her, whether you agree or you don't agree. Yeah. According to, yeah, that's right, Miss Hill. That's right. And Miss Hill, to be fair, Little Rod named other people as S workers. Did Jane Doe realize that she was being viewed as an S worker? And if she did not know, okay, let's be very clear. She hadn't given consent to that, right? I think that it's one thing to say that this man had a lot of relationships and a lot of women out there, but people still need consent. Like, I should still be able to consent if that's the lifestyle that I want to live in. You know what I mean? I should still be able to consent if I'm with this man and I'm doing things with this person and he's doing things that I should still be able to know and give consent to my being seen that way, or be having this be more transactional, if that makes sense. Did she realize how much of a transaction this was? That's the question that I have for this Jane Doe. If I was a prosecution, if I was the prosecution, that would be my question. Were you aware that this is the crime that was occurring? Were you? And 9 times out of 10, sometimes victims of trafficking aren't always aware of the things that they're getting themselves into. Did she really realize it? What about when she saw Diddy with Carisha? Oh, he's got another girlfriend. It's the same with Cassie. When Cassie saw Diddy with Gina, Cassie said something on the stand when she, and by the way, I'm still editing the video for Cassie. Don't come for me. I'm still, y'all, I'm trying to weigh in my voice because I also don't want to lose it. I don't know if y'all can hear me a little bit more raspy today. Cassie said something in the stand. She said something that resonated with me. She said something to the effect of, and I quote, "I didn't realize that this was illegal." That's what she said. I didn't know this was illegal. And I kind of give but did everybody else? Did KK For example, KK. All right. Now I'm using the gavel on a Sunday. KK. Did she know what she was doing? When did KK say, oh, fuck, I'm over here, personal assistant handling all kinds of things? Is any of this illegal? What about the drug use? Jane Doe disclosed that she took some rugs, and she took, was it X that she took the first time, and then she said she was on the floor, and then she had to be picked up and be taken to her room by KK and the chef. The people around there. Oh, Brandon Paul absolutely knew that this was illegal because he's the mule and he cut a deal. But what about KK? They used to get security there. Now, again, I have yet to hear, maybe we'll hear it this week on Monday, but we have yet to hear that there was violence for Jane Doe. We have yet to hear that. There's more than enough illegal stuff. It's one thing to say, well, this is somebody's lifestyle. There's more than enough, y'all. If you don't see the elements, then I'm thinking in my mind, you're not really paying attention to what the RICO is being laid out. And I mean, it's not for us. I think we'll figure it out as things goes. Ignorance of the law is an excuse, but coercion is illegal, right? I not understand. I not understand racketeering and RICO, or is this a trial bordering its definition? I guess I don't understand. I think there's some typos in your comment. Yeah, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Absolutely. Allegedly, but I don't know about this. And the only reason why I struggle with this one is because an IUD is a medical procedure. You can't just, like, did KK figure out how to insert something like that in somebody's cervix? That's kind of a hard thing to do, even if you're drugged. So I don't know about this one. And I know that Ariel Mitchell is the one that's like pushing that one. But I kind of wonder about this one too. Hell, like, I don't know. I will say that's not all the civil lawsuits are. I think we have to review them very carefully when you're talking about any of the civil lawsuits. And again, that one with the IUD is a civil lawsuit. They said KK isn't coming anymore as of Friday. Well, I think KK is probably going to have her own case, if you know what I mean. KK will likely have her own case. The feds might just be laying out the groundwork for more evidence as they have. They probably have a lot, and they need a way to bring it. Yes, RA, I would agree with you on that. I would agree with you on that. Absolutely. It's just, it's probably going to be more names that are going to be named. Even if that is the case, is it intuited? Even if that's the case, it doesn't take away from the crime being committed, right? So clearly Diddy is not a good man. I don't think that's what we're even arguing. But the people he's involved with did things on their own. Even if that is the case, it doesn't take away from the enterprise. Guys, let me tell you something. Even Nate the lawyer, shout out to Nate the lawyer. He did a whole video and it was a phenomenal breakdown. Nate the lawyer said this. Even if, say that Diddy, through his enterprise, Combs Enterprise, those LLCs, that's all under Diddy. Okay? If the security guard is doing something bad, it falls on Diddy. If everybody worked together in this enterprise to feed this urge that this guy had for FOs, that falls under Diddy, and that is RICO. All of that falls under RICO. Even if the person, guys, even if the person decided to do it, knowing that it was wrong. Cassie Ventura, whether people like it or not, and I've said it, I'm going to repeat myself again. She is an unindicted co-conspirator. Okay? Cassie Ventura is an unindicted co-conspirator. She's still a victim, but she's still an unindicted co-conspirator. Right? All those people that took the immunity, right? They're unindicted co-conspirators too. Do you think Cassie wanted to testify? No. I think she got pushed to testify because guess what? I'm not trying to go to jail for this thing that I was with that sometimes I agreed to and I consented to, and sometimes I didn't. That's the thing. So if you step back, and even though it seems like, well, it seemed like they liked it. Yes, there were times that Jane Doe agreed to everything. She wanted to please her man. Yes, there's times that Cassie agreed to everything. And then there's times she didn't want to do it. Jane Doe, there was times she didn't want to do it, but she did it, right? So two things can be correct at the same time, and it's still breaking the law. And it's still breaking the law. Let's see. You said, so what proof do they have of rug purchases or bribery on paper? Is it testimony at this point? I don't know what they have on paper. They have texts. So if you consider paper texts, there's text messages of the conversation. And also there's probably sealed documents. Hell, we just found out today that there was a sealed document on rent being paid. That's not to the public. There's a lot of documents we don't have. What is it? We don't have access to. So that's kind of like a thing. I mean, that's just how it happens. Yeah. They did, and people are forgetting this. Don't forget there's sealed documents, guys. There's things that we don't have access to. We're finding out about as we're reading the court transcripts. You guys, like the news didn't even report on TriStar. They didn't report on Robin Greenhill. There's a lot. And you know what's so interesting? I wouldn't be surprised that people don't report because guess what? They also have their fucking interests in this too. There's thank you for reminding me, Foxy. There's 3,500 pieces of evidence. Some of those are sealed. We don't even know what's sealed and what isn't. Okay. Multiple people are saying the same thing. Okay. Now, could it be that some people have things wrong? Absolutely. 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 I agree. I don't think they got everything. I don't think they got everything as far as like we're finding things out. Now, the prosecution has to get their shit together too, right? Because they're asking for mistrials. I don't know why. Honestly, like it was a question that I had. Like, why is Banna even testifying this if there's some misinterpretations about her lawsuit? Then Tyrone Blackburn got exposed too, and I've been talking about Tyrone Blackburn for years when he got involved in Tiny and Ti. Now he got exposed in this criminal trial. He's not. I don't know what team he fights for. Honestly, some of these lawyers say that they're for victims. Are they really? Are they really? It seems like they make shit worse than anybody. Oh, she heard about it, Maggie. She heard about it for sure. Hey, Miss Bennett, how are you? Yes, you got to go back. Robin Greenhill got mentioned. And honestly, I wouldn't have picked it up if it wasn't for my subscriber who said, "Hey, did I just hear Robin Greenhill?" And I was like, "Damn, that name sounds familiar." Sure enough, it's the same lady from TriStar. But yeah. He's not being prosecuted for the blackmail. You sure about that? It doesn't say blackmail. You got to read the elements. Read the elements. Like what falls under that? I feel like people want something that's more black and white, and you're not getting that. Is this RICO case a little bit different? Yeah, it is. I'll be honest with you. Who knows? Maybe when the defense comes back and they got all of these interviews and pieces of information, I might change my mind. Right now, I might be like, damn, they really did a good job. The defense, I'm still like trying to figure this out. But if I, as somebody that's like hearing them lay the foundation, the prosecution is actually doing a pretty good job. And the defense is doing a pretty good job at poking holes at everybody. So I'm kind of 50-50 at this point. I don't feel like we have a good I don't think we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Okay. This is gonna be June is gonna be quite the month. Okay. Yes, you see it too, says Morris. Okay. The jury is giving specific instructions to determine the verdict. It's not like they can go off vibes. Yeah, they can't. So the people that are saying they didn't talk about this, that doesn't always fall under, guys, they only got to meet 2 out of the 8 charges. 2 out of the 8 charges. Yes. And shout out to BJ, because who called it out first? BJ. She said these people are going to be mentioned. BJ, that surprise witness, as Nancy Grace said it, at that surprise witness, that one, yeah. Yeah. You are running out of time. We are well into the case. Am I? Oh, I must have just started covering it like today, right? See, don't get in your fifis. I'm not going to block you yet, but don't get in your fifis, because when you get in your fifis and you start talking like you might, I must have just started. I covered it today. Okay. Don't get in your fifis. Don't get in your fifis. Get out of your fifis. Okay. It's okay. Please. Please stop listening to Nancy Grace. See, this is how I know you're brand new. Oh my God. You must be brand new. You don't get it. It's okay. I'm gonna stop clicking at your comments. I thought you were wanting to give a good perspective, and now I'm seeing you're just doing too much. Ooh, that's a good question. Has Cassie ever asked it? I don't think so. Now I'm not done reading Cassie stuff, but I don't think so. I don't think so. But yes. I know, right? Rabbit hole knows her shit, and I try to be nice. I don't know. Oh my God. We're only reading half of the book and they're guessing at the end. We got to go through the chapters. Mind y'all, this is a perfect example of that. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. From how we've been covering this from jury selection, from before. Okay. Please note, we've covered several civil lawsuits. We've covered a lot of the coverage that's been happening. So we're not brand new whatsoever. But this is a good point, because I might change. I might be like, damn, the defense brought it in. I might change my mind. I might be like, man, this man is really, really innocent. The defense really did a job painting this. The defense really did a job. We might change our mind here pretty soon. Who knows? I don't know. I think that they're doing a fantastic job. If I could say it, the defense is doing a good job in poking holes, but I'm not 1000% convinced quite yet on the defense side. Now, like I said, I have questions about some of these witnesses. I don't know about these witnesses, but yeah. Yes. Well, thank you. Is she going to flip people? Well, I appreciate you liking me, but I'm not brand new. But thank you so much for I'm not, shout out to you. All right. What's the point of Jane? Please explain. Well, if you are to understand the RICO, she would fall under one of the elements. I mean, she would, and hold up, let me see if I can pull it up, because I know I have this tag somewhere. Let's see. And I think Nate, the lawyer, has done maybe a better job in painting this out. So she would fall in the trafficking, prostitution part. Now, did she, like I said, I go back to, does she know? Did she know that this is what she was doing? Let's see, Nate, the lawyer. Because he has I like how he does his little breakdowns. He's one of my favorite law tubers. Let's see. Okay, that's a live video. We're going to try to pull it real quick. Diddy on trial. Okay, so let me see if I can pull it, because he does pull it. Here it is. Here it is. Let's share this real quick.
offs that occurred across various states.
Hold up.
And last but not least, we have drug distribution, which people get confused about because supplying drugs to people at parties is distributing drugs. It's a little different because you don't have to sell them, but when you're giving them out, it's just as bad. And you got Cassie Ventura, David James, the agent who found drugs in one of the raids, George Kaplan and Capricorn Clark, and many others also talked about there being drugs at the freak-offs and the parties and all this other stuff. So drug distribution seems to be another home.
Here you go. Kidnapping, Capricorn Clark and Cassie. That falls under, if you are to, again, is the witness, in your opinion, credible? Do they fall in those categories? Is it credible? That's the question that the jury is going to have to decide. Are these testimonies credible? What about inconsistencies that have been said? Capricorn and Cassie fall under kidnapping, arson. And let me tell you, I got to say something about arson. I don't think that the government did a good job in the arson part at all. In my opinion, I think that they fumbled on this arson part. Okay. So arson, Kid Cudi, Capricorn Clark, all of these people, the LFAD, the LAPD, all of them, and Cassie Ventura, they all talk about arson. They're the witnesses to that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, even though they have all those witnesses, I feel like they fumbled this one pretty big. A bribery of a witness, Carrie Morgan, Israel Flores, and Eddie Garcia. Eddie, my angel. Eddie, my angel. Remember that? That guy right there. There is your bribery of a witness. All of this is RICO. Okay, let's keep going. Witness tampering, Carrie Morgan, Virginia Ventura, Capricorn Clark, Kid Cudi, and Mia. Regina Ventura, she received that payment. She had to get an equity situation for her house because, and it's all in email. If I don't do, Diddy said he's going to release this, I owe him $20,000. Okay. And then the family, the mom went to go get this home equity. And then what happened? Some account from Bad Boy deposited back in there. If you're not seeing RICO here, I don't know what else to tell you. Get some bifocals. I don't know what else to tell you. Because this right here is like, oh shit. The defense has to bring it and figure this out right here. Okay, let's keep going. Witness tampering. Okay. Calling the witnesses, anything of that sort, that falls under there. Forced labor, whether you believe Capricorn Clark, whether you believe Mia or not, that falls under there. Okay. That's how I see it. Yep. Don't forget, you also have the jail. Look at that. Look at that. Hold up. Now, let's see. Let's see. Thank you. And you said he wasn't selling drugs for profit towards his company. They got high on the supply. That's an interesting. Just the drug use itself. Shout out to Fact Check TV. Shout out to you. Just the drug use itself, even at parties. I think that's even the fact that they're even mentioning it at freak-offs falls under there because it's all illegal. Drug distribution falls under RICO too. So if you're at a party and they got the drugs there, or somebody got a little fanny pack with the drugs, I think that all falls under RICO as well. And they only have to prove two of these things. Two of them. That's it. And then he's done. Two of them. So there is that. Prostitution. All the escorts that were there, right there. Daniel Phillip, the Punisher, Cassie Ventura falls under that prostitution. George Kaplan talks about the prostitution. Frederick Zamore, the hotel manager, talks about it as well. All of that. Forced labor. So all of these. This is why I like Date the Lawyer, because he just did that and he put us in those categories. I don't think they've proven arson, YT. Is it Miro? I don't think they have either. But that's my thought on that. Let's see. Drug distribution don't have to be sold. Thank you. Beautiful mess ball. That's a big one. It doesn't have to be sold. If you're at a party and they're distributing there, that falls under there. You know? Absolutely. It doesn't have to be sold. But I guess we'll see. Definitely. My perception may be different than yours. Doesn't mean that I'm not paying attention. You can't force someone. Oh, Mandy, can we, like, if we don't like somebody's comment, can you just go ahead and block the person? Let's not fight. All right. We just have a difference of opinion. In fact, Fact Check TV has that as well. We don't have to go back and forth in the comments. We don't have to do that, y'all. We're having a conversation about the things that make sense and don't make sense. And I agree. There's some stuff that, for me, I'm thinking, okay, he's not selling under the business, but the fact that they're distributing at parties, that makes sense too. Like, why that would be distribution. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, Mandy, you gotta either, maybe this is not the stream for you, or you can, hit the 3 dots and block the person, okay? Because we can't be going back and forth with people. Like, you guys have your opinions, have your opinions. Let's see. Yeah, removing critical thinking from our school is our nation's downfall, Aduko. Let's see. Yeah, Jaleesa, people gotta Google RICO if you're unsure, and then watch Nate. Yeah, Nate does it very well. Because it's at his party. You don't have to be selling them. You can just be distributing them. This distribution. That's all it is. You don't have to sell them. It's at his party. Big Kev, if you invite me to your house and you're having a party, okay, and then there's a raid for whatever reason, you have drugs there, drug distribution. There you go. I did. I knew that was going to happen. You said, I've been here for a minute and kicked myself out twice. I'm sorry. We got to do the verticals. People are saying they've never done drugs until introduced by Diddy. Yeah. But yeah. Thank you. Someone could have brought the drugs here. I keep wondering if the diddler is, you said, I keep wondering if the dealer is having the jury followed by his team. Oh, you mean like, well, the whole thing with Diddy, with him looking at the audience intently, or excuse me, the jury intently. Oh my gosh, Hearts of Swords. That's a big one. I mean, he had to be like reprimanded or something. Something had to happen there. So yeah, there's that. Absolutely, May. Thank you. It's too much. This is a lot. Yeah, I don't know about dictating her dosage as much as like telling her to take it, but he was, I mean, whatever that was, I don't know. And like I said, I have some, and this is just my personal opinion. You guys are entitled to yours, okay? I have some problems with some of the Jane Doe specifically. I also have issues with some of the things that have been said by other folks in this witnesses. Some of these witnesses, in my opinion, are not credible in certain aspects because, first of all, the whole balcony situation, I think that's number one. That got muddied up, and now you're kind of wondering, well, did this shit even happen on the day? Was Diddy performing on that day? Make sure you watch that video. Banna's last part, I read that. Watch it, okay? You still can't believe the jury wasn't sequestered? Yeah. I heard, April, was it Rotten Mango that had to move a couple times? Or something like that? Yeah. You said MK Ultra. But the thing is, it's like, I don't think, like I told you guys, I don't think it's just Diddy. So now other names are being mentioned. It's got to be other people. It's got to be other people. Okay? That's just my opinion, though. I feel like, yeah, right now Diddy's being exposed, but there's got to be more people out there. How did this man get away with so much shit like this and nobody said anything? Money? Come on now. That's my thought. He said he's still paying for her rent. He said up until the arrest, he was still paying for her rent. Up until the arrest. Yeah. Absolutely. It's different things, I think, that we have to kind of keep in mind. Yeah, he said people might not agree with what the charges are, but did he really acted like this is just a matter of finding the crime? Yeah. It's just so many moving parts to this. You have big yeah, like I said, there's some stuff that the Jane Doe, and I kind of wonder because I'm allowed to and you guys are allowed to. I don't think it's victim shaming to wonder just the testimony. This is, at the end of the day, whether you like Diddy or not, this is somebody's life. This is a criminal case, right? So I think that we're allowed to kind of wonder a little bit about what's in the background, you know? You believe this is part of the Epstein? Oh. You said, I just want to know if she was with him at the time of the arrest, because from what she said the last time, it was in August. All right, that's what I thought too. I haven't gotten the transcripts for Friday, but we'll find out. I'm sure we'll find out. Because I thought she was with him when the homes were raided. There's pictures of them together. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, and this one might go to what is it, a mistrial too. This one right here with the Weinstein, which is like I think across from the street from the courthouse. But yeah, you've been I think we've all been distracted by Diddy. But and speaking of other people, Jared Leto is getting exposed. Jared Leto, Jared Leto is a whole different animal. Okay, because I've only known of one person who allegedly at the time was a minor. Okay, that one right there. Yes, Jared Leto. Absolutely. Yeah, they were still dating. And he was still, is he currently still paying for it though? Damn. Wow. Yeah, Jared Leto. I mean, I'm curious as to what the pizza emojis mean. I thought it just meant pizza. Everybody's hungry. I don't know. Jared Leto. So Jared Leto was outed, I want to say 6 years ago, by a woman who I think she was a minor at the time. Now I've only heard of that. But that's it. But now people, I mean, he's like a whole cult leader. Allegedly, he's got his own little religion and stuff like that. I don't know. You said Jared Leto was hot. Why, Jared? Why? Why? It'd be the good-looking ones, right? Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta rest my voice because my throat hurts and I gotta go take something. I have been recording a lot. I'm still editing, so I might drop a video today, just depending if I can get done on time. But if not, I will see you guys tomorrow in the morning for court. Make sure you guys are hitting that like, double click. People don't ever hit the like button on verticals because people don't double click. You double click on the screen. And shout out to everybody that supported. Please continue to support Elsa, Sylvia, Mary. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for supporting. But yeah, double click. And y'all are amazing. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys mañana. Bye. 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 Bye, guys.